This is a video tutorial for the text tool and the selection tool. I'm going to go ahead and show you your text tool. It's here in the palette. I'm going to select it, and there's several ways that you can use the type tool. I'm going to show you a few. If you just click and you can type, you get a sentence here, and obviously Illustrator spits out nothing but truth here. The way that I've typed this here is that it automatically types it into one line, and if I were to continue to keep typing this, I'm just going to copy and paste it. You'll notice that it continues to go off of the screen. So the way that I've typed by just simply clicking my type tool and typing is that it does it into one long string line. Then this is good for like when you have a title for something. Usually your title isn't this long. I'm going to go ahead and delete all this extra stuff here. Okay. It's good for like a title, so a one-liner that you can just easily grab your selection tool. The selection tool is used to move things around. It is also used to grow things. So I'm going to grab the corner here. I'm going to go and hold down the shift button. That'll allow me to grow this proportionately. Okay. Now, the type tool can also be used in a different fashion. Instead of just clicking, you can click it, hold down, and drag it. And what this does is it creates columns. So if I were to type here, this teacher is awesome. Gosh, so true, so true. You would get this column, and you could grow it into a larger column or shrink it into a shorter column. And what you'll notice is the text size stays the same, but you can change the line length of your writing. Okay, this is helpful when you're doing something that requires you to adjust the width of your text. Okay. Now the difference between this one and this one is, aside from the fact that one is for one long line and the other one is into a column, is that when I was able to just resize this by, I'm going to hold down shift again so that it grows proportionally high and sideways. It doesn't get all long and squishy like this or this. Okay. That's what holding down shift does. The other thing is that if you go to this one and you just hold down shift and do this, nothing really is happening other than your column is growing proportionally down and sideways, because you can actually do this if I don't hold down shift. Okay. Now, to grow the size, that doesn't mean that it can't be grown. It just means that that you can grow one of two ways. You can select the type, and then you can go up here to the change the type size. Okay, so that's bigger, or maybe that's a little too big. I'll show you just differences so you can see it. Okay, you can also change here your the style and the typeface that you're using. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and change it back to something small so we can see it as a column. So basically, you could change it by selecting the type size here if you wanted to make this all larger. Or another way is, if you're not sure what point size you're looking for and you just kind of want to eyeball it as you're adjusting it into your layout, what you could do is you can grab the scale tool here and grab the corner again, hold down shift, and grow it. Okay, you notice it grows from the center. If you wanted to have it stay here and grow out to the side, you could similarly just click that before you start growing it, and then you can do this. And basically what it does is it works from that corner. It nails that corner down so that it shrinks and grows from that corner. I'm going to make sure I hold down shift before I do this. Okay, see, it shrinks into that corner. I'm going to move it back over here. I'm going to grab the scale tool one more time just so that you can see. From here, if I were to do it, it's going to grow from the middle. But if I wanted to keep this corner in place, I can just click once there. It anchors it here. There's your anchor. And now I can go into this other anchor here and grab and grow. So it grows from that corner. Similarly, I could change the anchor point here, and it'll keep this in place. You'll see that little crosshair put there, and you can grow it out that way. Okay. Now, another cool thing that this has the capacity to do is I'm going to go ahead and just make some modifications here. I'm going to put that all like this. Okay. I'm going to keep one line here just to show you this example. So another thing that Illustrator has the capacity to do, other than changing your typeface, your style, whether it's bold, regular, italic, or changing the font size, the other option you have to do is if you select your type with your selector tool, and you go under type, change case, you have the ability to change your case to uppercase very easily instead of having to retype it. You can go to type, change case, and select lowercase, and then it does everything lowercase, even the first letter, which was initially capitalized. If you change case and do title case, it capitalizes the first letter of each word, which is how it's done usually in like titles for a book or something. And if you go to change case and do sentence case, it kind of takes us back to the original where only the first word in a sentence is capitalized. Okay? All right. Okay, another thing that you can do is, aside from changing the basic characteristics of the font, you can also change the color. You can just go ahead and click here. You'll notice it's black. You just click here and you can select a color from this color range. Now you'll notice right now I only have the option to select red, but if you want to go into your green ranges, for example, you can scroll this down and select a color and hit OK. One of the things that we can do, and you're not familiar with the pen tool yet, but I'm going to show you this example just so that you see the possibilities. You can create these kind of cool, neat paths. Well, maybe not so neat, but kind of cool. Which you can place type on. And to do that, all you have to go is in here and you can see type on a path, and you can click that, and I'm just going to click here at the beginning. And now I have type, and I can either type it in like this, or I also had that type. I'm just pasting it in that I had that. This teacher is awesome. Okay. There is other type options such as typing vertical, motel. You'll typically see those things written like that. Okay, another thing that you can use is the area type tool. Now, you're not too familiar with this tool, but the pen tool, which we'll be going over shortly, it allows you to draw things. I'm going to make a funky looking scroll here. Okay, make sure I closed it. Okay. And with this tool, what I can do is I can click here. And now if I were to type that in, it adjusts it. I'm going to make this smaller so that you can really see what it's doing. Okay. It adjusts it so that it fits within this space, this area. And all I had to do was click and start typing. And then you can adjust your size and stuff. Okay, so when you see those really neat things like text inside a heart or something, or inside a star, this is how it's done. Okay, this concludes the text tool and selection tool video lesson. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. My telephone number is 808-343-9565, and my email is iled@hawaii.edu.